Hey everyone, welcome back to Celta Singularity. Apparently, I just got one of those things. This is very fun recently. Having all of these new achievements has been really fun. Also, it doesn't look like they are in this area. It looks like these are still just the ones that were there before. So I don't know. If the new ones are somewhere else. But apparently I have 4 that I haven't looked at. Okay. 50 singularities created. I should read these actually. Okay. You have triggered the singularity. Where will humanity go from here? Birth of an idea. The term artificial intelligence was coined by John McCarthy, a professor at Stanford University, in 1955. The imitation game. Alan Turing was the inventor of the Turing test, the concept that if a computer can trick a human into thinking that they are speaking to a human, it has achieved a modicum of artificial intelligence. And a real boy. The first computer to successfully pass the Turing test was called Eugene. It was meant to simulate conversation with an adolescent boy. He tricked his interviewers in 2014 at the University of Reading in England. Okay. Fun. There's some stuff here. Okay, cool. Perfect. Ooh. Okay. This is new. Okay. Cool. I have all birds and also the origins of birds now. That's cool. Oh, they're so pretty. I like those ones. Okay. I'm still not super clear on... This one has goals now. This one did not used to have these. Okay. Interesting. Good to know. I will read this one first. Okay. Neowaves. Almost 95% of all known species of birds belong to the neowave clade. They're extremely diverse and appeared shortly after the extinction of the dinosaurs. Music right now is being super dramatic. Okay. I should read those because I don't actually have those. Or I haven't had those before, it seems. Okay, amphibian. That's the research level 55. Okay. Anything new in this one? Okay. Blue bruisers. Blue jays are known for being noisy and aggressive and will scare away predatory birds such as hawks. However, they are quite territorial and sometimes attack smaller birds that they see as competition and have even been known to decapitate them. That seems a little bit rude of them. Okay, avian ancestors. Dinosaurs evolved to be smaller, lighter, and faster, eventually surviving the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event. Eventually, they moved to the trees and began to develop wings. This was the beginning of the process of evolving into what we know today as birds. Okay. Let me find... Whoa, mollusk. Interesting. Okay. Let me find all these birds that I have not read before. Okay. Flippers. Over time, penguins' wings have evolved into flippers. While useless for flight, they are excellently adapted for swimming, helping to push the sleek birds through the water at quick speeds. Flocking. During breeding season, cranes gather in huge flocks. They use this time to mate, migrate, and protect each other from predators. Okay. Homing. Pigeons are known for their homing abilities. They are able to navigate their way back to their nests over extreme distances. They have been known to fly as far as 1,800 kilometers. Cranes. Large birds with long, skinny necks and legs. Cranes live in close proximity to bodies of water. They live on all continents except Antarctica and South America. That's interesting that they don't live in South America either. Okay. Hovering. By rapidly beating their wings, hummingbirds are able to hover in the air, levitating at a consistent height. This allows them to obtain nectar from flowering trees. Aggression. Blue jays are known for being territorial. This makes them good protectors, as they will try to scare off predatory birds, but also makes them dangerous to anyone they see as competition for resources. I like the red eyes being ominous. Okay. Blue jay. The blue jay is known for its striking coloring and crested head. Native to North America, they have been known to display aggressive and territorial behavior toward other birds. Hummingbirds. The smallest species of birds, hummingbirds, get their name from the sound produced by the rapid beating of their wings, which allows them to hover as they fly. They feed off the nectar of flowers and fruits and have the highest metabolisms of any warm-blooded animal. Okay, cool. I don't have amphibians yet, so I'll get that later. But, it's interesting they point out blue jays specifically as ones that are more aggressive, because when I was doing my internship, there was something. I've read all of this before, so I'm gonna keep talking about the thing that I was talking about. But there was, I think it was either some kind of pigeon or some kind of dove that was brought in injured, and I think it had a concussion or something from flying into a window. It was not like its wing was broken or anything like that, but it was so aggressive. If you tried to change, clean the basket that it was in, it would try to basically, karate chop your hand with its wing, or else it would try to peck you. It was just a very grumpy, aggressive bird. And it was not a blue jay. So it was interesting that they pointed out them specifically as being the aggressive ones, because I don't really know other kinds that can be aggressive. I need to get some of those little reflective things that you put on your window to keep birds from flying into it, because there's a tree that's right outside of my window that has a bunch of flowers right now that the birds seem to like going into and hanging out in. And I keep hearing, not super loud, and every time I've gone to check to make sure no one's injured, but I keep hearing little, quiet thuds, and I think they, tap the window, but not enough to actually, severely concuss themselves or damage themselves, because they're always, in the tree again by the time I go check. But I don't want them to have to get hurt. But if they do, I know where to take them because I've interned there. So this is kind of interesting because this is one of the first times since I started my internship where I have nothing to do on the internship, because I finished the internship a couple weeks ago, but I've kept taking on baby rats who need to be cared for until they're old enough to be released, or mice. One of them was a mouse. But I just recently released that batch, so now for the first time I don't have any that I have to take care of, so that's kind of interesting. I'm also in a really weird schedule right now, where I have sort of lost the ability to sleep for solid chunks of time. I've been sleeping in like 4-hour sections for no reason. I have no idea why. And basically, like, last night I went to bed at around 2 a.m. I woke up at like 5 a.m. and then I've been up since then, just being really productive, because what else do you do when you're up at that time? And so already today, it's only 11:15, and I've already gotten a bunch of stuff done. I've like gone out of my house and done a couple of errands. I've gone on a walk. I've done some of my workouts that I do in a day. Just like a bunch of random things that I've done, just like some housework, some things like that. And I think later I'm going to work on another recording and also potentially live stream, because the other productive thing that I did over the weekend is I finally got my computer fixed. So hopefully I will be able to start live streaming again, which is kind of perfect timing because I have a lot of academic things that I need to do, so being able to do a live stream and I'm gonna save up for one of the augments. But being able to live stream and study together will be really helpful. So, that's kind of how today has been. I don't know why I'm in this sleep schedule now, because I didn't try to get like this. It just kind of happened the last couple of days. And it's like, I've heard about how that kind of sleep is actually, I didn't mean to click on primary, I meant to click on the other one. But I've heard how that's actually kind of more natural, like evolutionarily, where originally humans didn't sleep for like 8 hours at a time. They would sleep in sort of like 2 shifts, because at night they would get up to like tend fires and like make sure their like homes were secure and stuff in the night, when people lived like relying on fire and stuff like that, which I think makes sense, and I think that it's interesting to kind of see how apparently that's something that some people still do, sleep like that or prefer to sleep like that, but most people don't. And so I feel like there have just been a few random times in my life where I've just out of nowhere sort of gone into that schedule for a little bit and then come back out of it, and I don't really know when or why it happens. It kind of just happens randomly, and right now I'm in it, and who knows how long it will last. But I'm trying to take advantage of not sleeping very much right now to be able to be more productive and get stuff done for this channel, for my other channel, around the house, working on homework and other academic adultish responsibilities and everything. So that is kind of weird right now, but I'm hoping that it will allow me to be productive and do what I need to do. I finished a really good book today, which I will be reviewing on my other channel for next Saturday's video. But it was really, really interesting, and it's a book that I had actually started reading once before, and then gotten super busy with school and never gone back to finish. So I restarted it and read all of it this time, and it's really, really good. The beginning, I think, starts a little bit slow because there's kind of a lot of world building being thrown at you all at once. But the end was so dramatic and so good, and I loved it. It was great. It does have very cool world building, even though the kind of having to learn all of it at once was a little bit a lot to take in at first. But it's called Storm Thief, and it's very, very interesting. It's kind of more of like a steampunky type of sci-fi compared to some of the books that I read that are either non-sci-fi or a different kind of sci-fi. So it was really, really interesting to read that sort of genre. And it was really, really fun. I just love books. But yeah, I already read for an hour today, and it's, like I said, only like 11:20 in the morning. Which, normally, this is like when or before when I'd be getting up on days when I don't have a class that's making me get up. So, the fact that I've already done so much today is kind of wild. Getting a lot of these leveled up. Okay. There's so many options. Also, is it just me, or am I earning mutagen way faster than I used to? I wonder if that's something in this recent update where they added more of the achievements and stuff, where now it's also, like, these give more so that it can be done faster? I have no idea. To be honest, I haven't really paid that much attention to the exact numbers of mutagen that I was getting before, but this feels like it's going really fast, and like I'm upgrading a lot of different traits really fast, so maybe, who knows? I want to automate this one. Okay. I'm gonna do this one by tens, actually, because that's a lot. This is going so fast. Okay. This is slightly wild how fast this is going. Okay. Sauropoda. See what I mean? I have these that I can level up again already. Also have this. Okay. Would be good. Long computer modeling. Oh my gosh, I was reading 2 lines at once. That doesn't work. Computer modeling suggests that thin, long tail of Apatosaurus and other diplodocus could be cracked like a whip and would produce a sound of over 200 decibels about as loud as a cannon being fired. That's impressive. I did not know that. This game is fun because I always learn something new. This is a new one. Okay. Pencil-like teeth. Some sauropods, like Diplodocus, has pencil-shaped teeth in the front of their mouths to help them more efficiently strip leaves off of plant stems. That's interesting. If I get this right now, does that mean that I can just already have them automated when I get them? I'm gonna do that. Aw, oh, they look cool. Okay, I don't have those yet, but when I do, I will be ready. Okay, but that's not what I'm here to. Why is there one of these? I don't know. Okay. Theropoda. Yay. Okay, I did so much in this one. That feels like it's going faster, and I don't know why. Also, I think I just got something to automate Spinosaurus, which is the one that I needed, because I wanted it automated. Yes, I did. Okay. Spines. Spines are long extensions of vertebrate bones that may have been used for defense, display, or thermoregulation. Okay. It's a little unclear how fast I'm earning this, but I think I will try to let this just accumulate for a little while. And go check out Beyond, because I have a lot that I need to do in Beyond. Apparently, like, several of the new achievements are related to specifically getting to a certain number of iterations of Beyond, so I need to work on that. Let me actually prioritize what I need here. Okay. The thing that I need to unlock, I think, is based on this one. Pluto and Eris. But also I need to get the far out things in general, probably before I can get to Sedna anyway. So, okay. Priorities are complicated. Alright, many options. Eris. Oh, I can get you now. Okay, because I also need to take a picture. I like the dramatic music here. This also feels like it's faster. I have no idea if that's real or not. This is a sort of odd thing to take a picture of. Okay. I have pictured it. Okay. I've done that. Collect this. There's so many things. Enceladus, I'm getting close to being done with, so I should check about that. Except that it's a lot. Okay, actually. Okay. And then Venus was one that I think I was supposed to do as well. Yep. Okay. Many things. These are all so expensive, but that's okay. I'm used to it now. Let's give Pluto some attention. Pluto deserves all the attention. The music is dramatic right now. Or it's not even so much music as just like ambient noises. I didn't mean to go into camera mode here, but oh well. Yay. Perfect, okay. Getting a surprising amount done on Pluto. Okay. Saturn. Okay, Haumea, Enceladus. There's so many. Okay. This is exciting though because it is adding more every time so that I can accumulate more quickly, which is good. Okay. Too expensive, but that is okay. It's actually going pretty fast. Which, again, I feel like this is also faster than it used to be. And I don't know if that's because I got something that made all of them faster, or if I updated it to the newer version and the newer version is just faster. Because I don't know if they made any kind of change where like the whole game is faster, because I don't know, maybe people were like, it's taking so long to get through everything or something, and they could have changed it so it's like easier to make progress more quickly. I have no idea. I didn't see anything about that in the update announcement. It never specified that they did anything like that, so I don't want to assume that they did. But it does feel like some of this is going faster than it has. And I was only gone for 4 days. Sometimes I come back and I'm like, okay, I can get through an entire rest of whatever I had in the simulation done and restart it and then start doing other stuff on the next one. But almost all the times that I've done that where it's like start from having a ton of requirements left and then get all the way through to the end, it's been like a minimum of a week that I've been away, and usually more. It's probably been like a month or something that I was not playing, and then I come back and it's been accumulating that whole time. So I have no idea. It would be cool if it is sped up for everything, because I know some of the stuff does take a very long time. Like, I know one of the achievements that was one of the original achievements, so it isn't one that's new, is reach Alpha Centauri, which I'm assuming is a thing that you do in Beyond. But, like, we're only to Sedna, like, I feel like that's gonna take a really long time in here. But I'm still excited for it. Like, I think it's gonna be really cool to get to that when it does happen. Because Alpha Centauri is fascinating, and I'm really interested to see what this game has to say about it. But yeah, it's definitely, like, I feel like that's gonna take a while. I don't even know how many iterations of this it's gonna take. But I feel like we're kind of maybe starting to get closer, because this one is, like, find far out worlds, which is, I guess, technically a thing that you could define Alpha Centauri as. So that's pretty fun. Alpha Centauri is also really interesting because for people who may not know, it is theorized as probably the closest planet to Earth outside of our solar system that could potentially support life. There are some theories that Mars could be terraformed, obviously, and then some things like maybe Europa could have life already and we just haven't found it, and things like that. But as far as outside of our solar system, Alpha Centauri is kind of the one that people are looking at as, like, maybe this is an Earth-like thing. It seems like it's in its star's Goldilocks zone and stuff like that. Well, actually, I think Alpha Centauri is the star, and Alpha Centauri B, I think, is the planet. And I can't remember which one this game wants you to get to. But it's really interesting. It's only 4-point-something light years, which is still insanely far away in the scale of, like, Earth. But in terms of the scale of the universe, that's really, really close. And I watched an interesting documentary where they were kind of talking about potentially, like, this, I don't remember what they called it, but it was like these tiny little devices about the size of an American quarter. And I think this is all, like, purely theoretical. I don't think that they're actually launching this at any point in the near future. I think it's very much in, like, the prototype phase. And also I watched this, like, probably like 5 or 6 years ago now, so I don't remember fully, but it was like these tiny little devices that were like data loggers that they were saying these we could launch. They'd be super light. I think I am gonna asteroid this just because I don't think I need to collect that, and other than that I've done everything. But basically they're these tiny little data loggers that they could send on solar sails so that they could try to travel really, really quickly because they'd be super light. They wouldn't be creating very much, they'd be compact enough that they could be launched from Earth pretty easily and gain speed from, like, the solar winds. And basically that these tiny little things would be used. Ooh, iguanodon, that's a new one. They could be used to basically be sent out into, like, toward Alpha Centauri, and I think they said that they could potentially achieve half of light speed, so definitely not only 4 light years of travel, but it would be faster than if they were sending a craft that had humans or larger machines like what they sent to Mars would travel at. And it was super interesting because they were talking about like what they might be able to learn from these and how they would be made and how they would be traveling and all that. And now I want to go rewatch it because, like I said, it's been a little while and it was very, very interesting. So, yeah, I definitely think that all of that sort of stuff is really, really interesting. I think it was an episode of Nova, or it might have been a special from Nature, because those were kind of the things that I watched growing up. But, there was also one about, I think it was like back-to-back Nova and then Nature, and I swear that the way that they were worded, it was like a special where they were kind of sort of combining with each other a little bit, and the way that they worded it was, like, it made me so upset because I'm the type of person where I care about, like, inanimate objects more than people sometimes in media. Like, I remember there was this one book I read where it was, like, this group of, I think it was, like, teenagers, and the youngest one was, like, 7. But they were siblings who were on this boat, and at one point they, like, crashed the boat, because their dad got, like, swept overboard or something. They crashed their boat onto, this little island where basically the front of the boat got wedged into this, like, crevice between rocks, so then as the tide changed, the back of the boat started tilting and was, like, gonna snap the boat in half. And these kids were stranded on this island. But, like, apart from being cold and scared and whatever, they were fine. Like, they weren't in immediate danger of dying or anything like that. But I remember in that being like, how dare you do that to the boat? The poor boat. Because the way it was worded about the boat, like, cracking in half and everything. It just sounded so sad. And I was like, the poor boat, how could you? But it's kind of like that with this, I think that's the one that I bought that I don't have yet. But it was kind of like that for this other one because it's like, it was about, the first one was about Cassini, which is was, I guess, the, probe that was investigating Saturn, and they decided that because they didn't want it to crash onto Saturn, because if there were any kind of, like, bacteria or anything on it, and there is something potentially on Saturn, they don't want to risk it contaminating things, which, like, I get that, but they, like, the way it was written, it made you feel so bad for Cassini because they were talking about how they were going to crash it onto one of Saturn's moons, and it would be, like, completely destroyed. And it was, like, the way it was worded was just like, no, don't do that to Cassini. And then right after was a feature about, the Voyager crafts. And I swear, like, the wording at the end, because they were talking about how they were leaving the solar system and, like, continuing on and doing this mission and everything, and they were like, they will continue on into the lonely, empty blackness of space for millennia until they slowly lose contact with us and are all alone forever, or something like that. And I was like, The way they're wording these, it makes me feel so bad for them. Even though they're inanimate objects that have no sense of any of that. But I feel like I've actually talked about that on probably while playing this game before. But yeah. I feel bad for them. Also, when Rosetta landed under the ice cliff, that was so sad. Both for the science that was, like, the potential science that was unable to happen because of that, but also just because poor Rosetta also. For those of you who don't know about Rosetta, because I realize I'm going into my geeky astronomy knowledge, Rosetta was the first lander to land on a comet, and what happened was it landed correctly and then kind of bounced under like an ice shelf a little bit on the comet, and so then what happened was because it was under there, it couldn't get sunlight, and so then its solar panels weren't keeping it charged, and it died, and it was very sad. But it did get a little bit of data first, which is interesting. Also, I realized I didn't read any of these, so I'm gonna read them, even though I think up to this point in this one I have read already before, but it's been a while. Okay, invisible force. How can we break down something we can't see? Sound is an energy undetectable by the human eye, yet it exists all around us. I'm gonna click on this before I start reading so I don't have to stop in the middle. Notes. A musical sound is known as a note. With the creation of written symbols, humans have found a way to translate notes into a tangible language. Vibration. Sound is defined in terms of vibrations. When an object is rapidly moving back and forth, air molecules are repeatedly bounced against each other. This can be observed by holding a hand to a speaker playing music. Receiving sound. When vibrating air reaches the ear, it causes the eardrum to vibrate, creating the sensation of sound. From there, the sound waves enter the cochlea. Processing sound. Tens of thousands of hair cells inside the cochlea receive vibrations and turn them into electrical signals. From here, the signals are carried to the brain, which processes them as sound. Vibrations produce waves that transport sound across space. These waves change shape depending on several factors: wavelength, amplitude, and frequency. Amplitude. Sound waves carry energy measured in decibels. The more energy carried, the louder the sound produced. If a sound's decibel level is too high, it can damage the hair cells in your ears. Wavelength. Wavelength measures the distance between two high points or between two low points in a wave. This distance is inversely related to frequency, so a longer wavelength creates a lower frequency. Also, that's not only applicable to sound waves. I have been taking this class recently that is like a natural disasters and hazards class, which is really, really interesting. But sound waves, or like wavelength, by that definition of the high points, is also applicable to earthquake waves and other types of waves as well, not just sound. So, anyway. The music one is one that I don't think I've ever finished in this game. I think I've always gotten to a point where I've started to figure out that I think this shape is going to be a treble clef, and then I don't think I've ever gotten past all of it to see if that's true, but I'm pretty sure that's true. I'll do this for now, just because I want to. Okay. Perfect. Yes! Okay. That's satisfying. Ah, so close. Okay. Perfect. going to leave this here for now as soon as I rank up that, which I actually did get to rank up. Yay! I think this is a good place to leave it. I think I've gotten it to a point where a lot of my things are just accumulating and will take some time to do as such. But I'm excited to come back to this, hopefully within the time that this event is happening still, because it's interesting and I want to try and make progress on it. But I also have been playing this for about 45 minutes, and I think it's a good stopping point since things seem to be getting to a point where it's kind of slowing down being able to actually do stuff. I say as I keep upgrading Saturn a lot. Something big finished as I started to say that things are gonna take a while to make progress, so that kind of messed up what I was saying. But I think I'm gonna quickly finish up this last little bit here as much as I can afford to do here. Why is... Okay, hang on. Where's Saturn here? Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna really quickly see if I can unlock that new dinosaur yet. And then I will be done, because I actually am going to be trying to be serious about what I said. Not that I wasn't serious before, but that now that I am able to do that, then I have a reason why I should just leave it and come back. Now, where the heck is this one? Are they these ones? That's not what I meant to click on. There's a different one. Somewhere else. Nope. There were some on the rock, which is what I was trying to click on. I was trying to end this, but now I can't until I find this and take a photo of it. Which would be a lot easier. I think they might be those ones. But I also don't want to risk... No, those are the other ones. There's so many up on the ledges where it looked like these other ones were. Okay. That thing. Which we all know. Okay, there you go. Did I lose where they were because I clicked on that? Click on... Thank you. Yeah. Oh, that's a photogenic dinosaur if I've ever seen one. It's staring straight at the camera. Okay. Anyway. Now that I have said that and done that, I am going to quickly do those and then actually end this here. Because I've gotten to a good stopping point and now I have a lot of things that I can wait for them to accumulate and just enjoy coming back to in the next one. So with that, I'm gonna leave this here for now, but I hope you liked it. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!